Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So for today's video, I wanted to evaluate my vision board for 2022 versus real life and see how it compares. So it's our little annual tradition. So not to surprise anyone, I feel like some things were still slacking this year. I still need to work on them. Vegetables being one of them. Like, I am getting better about it, but like I just don't like eating vegetables, and I like need to. I mean, even with me being pregnant, I just didn't want to eat mostly vegetables, but I did try. But I feel like I should get better about it. I want to exercise, still terrible about. I actually did pretty good at the beginning of the year. Before I knew I was pregnant, and I first got my job, I was like, oh, I'll go for a walk. And I was going for a walk on my lunch breaks, and I would listen to a podcast or listen to a book, and I was just killing it. I felt like, just even for a little walk. And then I just got lazy. But in my defense, I feel like when I got pregnant, I was just like, I'm worn the heck out. I do not feel like walking anywhere, and more than I have to, even though it would have been good for me. So I feel like that's where my journey with exercise kind of ended, was like right after the beginning of the year, like I guess a lot of people. And then sleeping, I feel like I got a lot of sleep this year, a lot, way more than I should have. Because the majority of my pregnancy, I think the worst symptom I had was fatigue. I was so tired the first trimester. Like, that was the worst symptom I had. It was just like, I would go to work, come home, I'm gonna sleep until time to wake up tomorrow. Like, it was just tired all the time. And then like second trimester got a lot better. Third trimester, I was like middle of the road. It wasn't as bad, but I was starting to get a little tired again. So I would have to take a little bit more nappage. But in the first trimester, it was like all naps, all day, all the time. So I feel like I got a lot of sleep in. I wanted at least 8 hours. I got it. And then listening to, or reading books. Like, I wrote down that I wanted to do at least 15 minutes. Did pretty decent with this goal. I think kind of toward after I had my baby, it was a little harder. But when I was at work, I was doing pretty well with it. I would listen to a book on lunch or what have you, as a way to de-stress, and sometimes a lot longer than 15 minutes, or I would listen to something on the way to work. So I feel like that actually was something I was actually doing well with, and still would like to continue doing. Right now with the baby, it's kind of hard to like have I mean, I guess I can have a headphone in, but you know, I don't want to wake him up or whatever. So in between things, or if I'm trying to work on something like the dishes or something, then I'll listen to something. That way I make that time to do that. Because right now I'm trying to read / listen to a book about leadership, because I want to improve my skills with that since I have to go back to work soon. So there's that. Meditation, I feel like I really didn't accomplish much on this goal. I really still would like to, because I feel like it would help me out quite a bit, like just be de-stressed. But like I said, I was mostly asleep. So if you count sleep as meditation, then I succeeded. Work burdens. I feel like I killed this year, having work-life balance. So work-life balance, work burdens, not taking them home, and just the work end in general, I feel like was thriving this year. So as you know, if you've watched my other videos, I changed jobs at the beginning of the year, which was really hard for me, because I mean, to the fact that when I left that job, I was crying. I did not want to leave that job. Now I'm like, what? Like, why didn't you leave 5-6 years ago? But I had stayed there for 11 years, and it was very stressful. It was very unhealthy environment. I have another video on that about unhealthy work environment issues. But yeah, it was just a lot of gaslighting. It was really not a good work environment. And when you're entrenched in it, you're kind of like, this is just the way it is, you know? It's just drama. That's how work is. It's not any different anywhere else. Like, it was like the type of brainwashing that was going on. And then when I switched, I was like, my life is exponentially better. Like, how did I sustain this torture for so long, honestly? Also, I find it very interesting that I decided at the beginning of the year to change up my work situation. And I had been trying to get pregnant for 3 years. And as soon as I switched work, I got pregnant. I don't know if it's 100% that that's what it was. I was still working with my fertility specialist, you know, so we were trying new things, some of which we had already tried before. But I'm just saying, it seemed very interesting that I left that really toxic environment and got pregnant right away, like within a couple weeks. Less TV and phone time. I feel like I still struggle with this because when I would get home after work, I'm like so tired. Back then, either I would nap, back then, just this year, but like when I was pregnant, I would be so tired. I would be like, okay, the only thing I feel like doing is just watching TV, until I got more energy in the second trimester. So I feel like I ended up being a couch potato a lot, or on my phone a lot, because I'm just like, I'm so tired. With my dad and my mother-in-law. Oh, that was one of my goals this year, and it didn't happen. But legitimately, I did get pregnant like right away in the beginning of the year. So, and I really didn't travel very much at all. First, I had a new job, so I'm starting over as far as vacation time, things like that. And then when I did get vacation time to start accumulating, I was like, well, I don't really want to use that because I'll need it later for when I'm on maternity leave, you know? Or I might need it for a doctor's appointment or something like that. So I didn't really take a vacation this year. I'll have that on as a goal. It's gonna probably be longer now because obviously I have a baby, but I feel like I still want to. I still have to figure it out. I still want to be able to travel with my dad and my mother-in-law. She's all around the same age as my dad, so it would be nice to be able to have like some sort of family trip and be able to take them somewhere like Hawaii or something like that, because they've never been, you know, before they pass. So that's like still a very big goal of mine. It's just figuring out the logistics of it with having a child now, because I don't know honestly if I'm gonna get to go anywhere anytime soon. Let's see, drinking more water. Very good at that this year. I feel like with my new job, it's so much easier to be able to just take a break, go get, when I first started there, you guys, they were like, oh, did you have a break today? And I was like, what? No, you get those here? Like, we didn't get breaks at my old jobs. I was like so confused. I was like, you guys want me to take a break? Like, if you got, I mean, legally you're supposed to get a break, right? But then if you didn't get a break, like, my work would probably be mad if you got a break. Like, what are you
doing? You're on your phone in the break room? Are you in here? Aren't you supposed to be doing something?
Following recommendations at work. Well, he's right here. You can't see him right now. He's like fell asleep in my lap while I'm doing my videos here. But yeah, so their recommendations worked. I Clomid, that was the first time I had tried Clomid, and the first time I had used Mucinex. I know sounds weird, but I don't know. It could have been a combination of all of these things. It could have been the fact that I changed my work environment and I wasn't super stressed anymore like I was. Oh, YouTube. I feel like I was doing okay on YouTube until recently. When I had the baby, things went down. I had even tried to prep for this by making a bunch of content ahead of time, and then I really, like, I just didn't finish it. So now you're gonna get a ton of videos because I'm really backlogged, but we'll play catch up. But this year I would like to still play around with YouTube just because it's fun. It's something I like to do, especially editing videos. I really enjoy that. So I want to still do that, and you might have a little more mom content just because I'm a mom and that kind of takes up a lot of my time now. But I still am interested in doing other stuff. That's like, you know, as I said, my channel is just a hodgepodge of whatever I feel like at the time. So if you're here for a niche market, it's really not, but not that. Really crazy looking editing me here. I just wanted to add some stats from YouTube on like what changed with the channel, because I forgot to talk about that. So on January 16th of last year, we were at 176 subscribers, and we have grown a little bit. We got a little more family going on. It looks like we're up at 223 now as of today. Today, oh my gosh, what is today? January 11th. But yeah, I just wanted to add those stats in there, so just let you know. But my main goal was to take care of myself and to focus on myself, because I feel like I had not been putting myself first. And I feel like that was a huge goal for me, because I had been like, you know what, I'm gonna bend over backwards and be not selfish for so long, and like drain myself of all my resources and not have any self-care. And that didn't work out for me, so learn your lesson from that. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, and we're gonna be doing a new vision board soon. I can't guarantee that some of these things still won't be on it, because I think I'm a work in progress, but luckily some of these goals have been accomplished now, so we can kind of move on to something else, which is awesome. So and then we've got a baby now, so the goals might be a little different, but that's okay, because life's changing. We're evolving. Anyway, but thank you for, feel free to sound off in the comments if you guys are making vision boards, and if you guys have any goals or resolutions for this year. But thank you for watching.